Okay, so I've come back to a very slightly higher resolution. I've cleaned out my mouse wheel again. I'm able to use the control key, and I can even scroll in and out a bit without it going completely insane. This has worked so well, in fact, me sorting my mouse a little bit, that I might go and change my code to use the actual mouse wheel to zoom again, because I do much prefer that. But anyway, back trying to fix the old frame code. First off, I noticed this is wrong. Inside my G chord, my new little G chord. 1, 2, 3, 1, 3, 4. Sure, that's right. And this goes top left, top right, bottom right, top left, bottom right, bottom left. Just like this. Same with this. 0, 1, 2, 0, 2, 3. Yeah. And this is 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 1, 2, 3, 1, 3, 4. I'm just going to try running it again and see what difference getting that little bit right made, because that may make a huge difference. We'll see. Well, it made it not display it. Oh, no. Look at that. It's 10 units wide, and it's drawn, looks like perfectly. If I had to guess. It's just a shame it's very, very narrow. 10 units wide. Oh yeah, that's 100 units. Wow, okay, so I'm pretty zoomed out here. I'm not able to grab that thing anymore, and I don't quite know why. Okay, so, well, I suppose that what I can do is I can say, I can counteract, oops, over here in update frame. I can say that this is a 10, or like say, actually 30 divided by, what is it, is it divided by project output scale? I think. So first off, so that it displays sort of differently. So that it keeps its width. What I'm trying to get it to do anyway is keep its width regardless of the scale. That didn't really seem to do much. No, it didn't at all do anything. Don't need that many of those. That's pretty strange, really. Surprised that didn't have more of an effect, even if I was getting the sum wrong. Divided by... I think I was getting the sum right before. Yeah, well, no, it's still not working. Oh, huh? I don't know, Oh, no, 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 okay, sorry. I should be looking not the output scale. Silly me. It's the worktop scale, viewport scale, display. Oh, display Z. Great. Why not make things nice and consistent for myself? Okay. Can't remember if this is right still. It's still not actually doing it. Not doing what I want it to do. It is looking more or less as I want it to look, though I know it's not exactly beautiful. I honestly really did expect to still be able to grab it by the corners. Okay. needs to update this when I click OK. It's an important thing. Right. Really, I'm confused and baffled by that. And that's not times displays ahead. Yeah, not surprised that that disappeared. Yeah, I can get it to just about appear. Something about this is not working. But that's kind of the least of my problems, because I can't move the bloody thing around. Why doesn't it at least, for starters, why isn't it... Okay, hang on a sec. Oh, out VT, right, okay. Out VT is what I was using. The output vertex. I needed a lot more vertices than the pair to draw this nicely. Man, can I really go back to drawing it using out V? Because out V is annoying. But it is what I was using for the work as well, for move output. Well, no, not move output, check position. But actually, I wonder if I can just think about what this is. Actually, if this is, if distance is less than sense size, and cover control be move output. So this is the top left, so it is frame verts x0 and frame vert. I think I need transformed, don't I? No, according to this I don't. x0. I must be passing in the world coordinates. Oh yeah, I need minus x minus y. And in this case it's just a 4. Oh yeah, 4, 5. If distance fv x3, no, 2 minus x comma fv y2 minus y is less than sense size. And similarly, I can just go back down to finish draw. And see, this is actually frame verts x0. This is going to be ugly, I just want to show it again. And frame verts y0. Because actually now I start to get an idea about how this is going to work. Frame verts x2 and frame verts y2. I'm pretty confident. Oh, whoa, 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 no, 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 no. Okay, first off, good. I'm glad of that, because there's something else I didn't get right there. It is it's T. In this case I need the transformed versions. I want to know where they will actually appear on the screen or in my window, not where they are in the world. It's a relief to be able to move my mouse. Even if it is a very, very cheap little wireless mouse and keyboard set. And for some reason my mic is just behaving. Okay, and there's my spots back, and okay, right, yeah. Whoops. Obviously doing something still well wrong. Let's see what it is. First off, when I'm actually drawing the frame, I think I'm better off just to say 30. Forget all that stuff just now. And also in work, when well, I didn't try moving the output, I should have done. Oh, this is all wrong. It's the float of fvx1, fvx0 minus, not comma. And that's it. Pretty sure that fixes that. Now, yeah, still had a tiny one from before. 30. Like, I want that to be 30 pixels wide on the screen. And I feel like display Z should be the thing that allows me to do it. And so in zoomed in, that's a big number, so yeah, divide it by it. What's wrong with Project Display Z just now? What's my problem with using that? What is this thing's problem with my using it? My poor laptop's fan is going crazy. It's probably going to be really audible to me later when I listen to this back. That's still not right in any way. I don't feel it's right. I feel like it should be getting the same size. I mean, it's a better width for sure for me to use. Ah, right. Okay. I forget. I need to update the frame when I zoom if I'm going to do it this way. Oh boy, oh boy. Can I just cheat? I think I can just cheat. Here we go. Line T, path T, frame T, float equals bloody 30. Now, back inside update frame. Forget it. I changed my mind. I'll take responsibility for myself. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to go minus frame T. I wish I'd called it something else. And I'm going to just think about this. I'm going to have to replace a lot of numbers with that and that, but then it's on Oh, Jesus, this is actually going to be horrible if I do it this way. It's just to save me recalculating the frame whenever I'm wrong about this, am I? Yes, I am. Whenever I change the matrix, recalculating the frame. Ah, man. It's just what I want to avoid, and this is the way to avoid it, so I am going to do it. It'll look really horrible. Really, really horrible. But frame minus frame t, and so it looks so horrible that I can't bear to have frame t. It needs to be ft. I missed one. And also I have to change signs here. I am not... And there's still 1, 2, 3... No, so this one does not need one. This one does need one. It's got a frame T though, not an FT. Arg, sorry. FT, FT. 4, 1, 2. In this case it's actually going to be plus FT. Minus, minus, plus, minus, that's right. This one is the second, so it's plus, minus, plus, plus. This one is the third one. So it's plus, plus, minus, plus. This one is the fourth one, so it is minus, plus, minus, oops, minus, minus. So this actually starts at 0, 0, or 0, and then goes to 1 plus, then goes back to 1 and into 0. This actually starts at 2, plus and minus, then goes to 3, plus and plus, then comes back. No, 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 no. It starts at 1. 1, 1, 2, 2, then back into 2, then back to 1. This one is at 3. No, it's at 2, and 2, then to 3, then back into 3, then to 2. Then this one is out at 3, then it is out at 0, and it's back into 0, then back down to 3. And then, naturally, I copy and I say FF calls. Okay. That was a bit of a hack, but I think that that will now work. And the next little bit that I need to think about is not using those little baubles to control the size. I'm not going to use anything very fancy. I'm just going to use, I think, a pair of squares at the top left and bottom right inside the frame. Well, in the frame as opposed to overlapping the corner. I mean, overlapping the corner makes no sense to intersect with the actual, you know, it's, well, it doesn't need to be that way. You know, I could argue that my blobs are overlapping where those lines intersect, so hey-ho. Yeah, that's it. It looks a little bit odd, but I don't mind too much. And it still moves. And I will have to maybe toy with the values a bit. Let me take this off. Because I don't know how... Well, I suppose it looks, it looks pretty visible. I don't want it to be too obstructive, but it does have to show, and it has to have some weight to it and be totally distinct from the backdrop. So now I need to draw some other things, yet other things, but these at least will be square, and will just be in the top left and bottom right, and they will be the new sensors, and I think they'll be pretty easy to sense. Let's have a little accept first of all that this is not going to be the way I do that. My beautiful illustration can go for now, well, permanently, let's face it, and come back down to finish draw all the way. Yeah. Output color, S spot or output, so okay. I'm just setting the color there. I don't much like doing it that way. Draw control, that is not what I want. I want well, I got ways of doing this, don't I? And I think that what I want is G draw. What options do I have? Is that I think that would be nice to be able to see, really. Okay. Oh, actually, come to think of it. Okay, GUI image, square. So this is FV x0 minus field face yeah, frame thickness, comma FV. That is a lethal thing to have declared a global. What am I doing? Y0 minus frame thickness, comma frame thickness, comma, and I'll just say call for now, comma nothing. Oh yeah, no, yeah, blend mode alpha, and then exactly the same down here. Well, not exactly the same, something very similar. This has obviously been through a few. What is this equal? This is actually just 2 without that. And 2. Oops, 2 without that. What's the problem here? Blend mode, yeah, quite right. And this should have a T in it, and so should this, because I want the transformed corners of the frame, verts of the frame. Now, I want to not use, or what do I want to use? Maybe I want to use well, I'll just I do want to use AV for starters, but I'll just do something cheat like, which is FB call, yeah, AV, and FF, what was the other one? FI call, AV, and I'll take that and put it there. And I'll see just what that does. That's a bit of a very, very quick. I mean, the collision detection won't work for it, but I mean, it'll still be doing the collision detection as if it's got a couple of little circles in the corners, which I'll fix next. But this should make those things appear. We'll see. Yeah, totally the wrong way around, but that's right. Like the wrong way around as in I want them dark until you click on them. If cover control this, right, yeah, so I could just switch that to greater or less than, could I? And I probably will have to pick better colours. But there's something else, oh yeah. Checking the position. So this just works differently now. Now what I have to say is, if x is greater than fvx0, and this is quite hot. Minus frame thickness and y is greater than fx y. I just all these little bitties. You can tell I'm reading back off my own thing. So y minus frame thickness and all the other things that I will type wrong. And x is less than fvx0 and y is less than fvy0. And that's the collision detection. Very simple. Does it overlap? And in this case it is 2 and not there, and 2 and not there, but 2 and plus ft and 2 and plus ft. I think this is still pretty juddery, mind you. I think that should do it. Nope, didn't do it at all. Well, okay, so these things look kind of slightly better. They probably should be more distinct than that. Yeah, this does really look like it to me. FT is like nothing here. Man. So, what is it? If you zoomed right in, the scale's big. So the FT has to be divided by it. Oh my, okay, right. First off, local fs frame size float equals ft divided by project display. I must be figuring out something up here called sense size, or somewhere I am, obviously, yeah. Look at that. What's the problem? Yes, I agree. I am incompetent. Right. I feel like I'm getting to the end of this. It's been a bit of a struggle to get something fairly simple. I suppose an hour and a half to get change the look of the frame. It doesn't still look that great, but there are things I can do to it. Like, just like changing the colour of it, brightening it up a bit, making these corner colours more distinct and different so that they stand out more. It's a pretty gross colour just now, to be honest with you, and seeing as it's an easy thing to change, and actually maybe I should also take a look at this and think, yeah, I should. Oh, I don't know what's for the best, to be honest with you. I'll make this more like set 8, and actually give that a little bit of 1, and make it more like 9. I want to make this actually more solid. 7. So it is a dark. Well, I don't know. I'm not exactly sure what I'm expecting, to be fair. I suppose I'm also hoping to make the corner controls look more, well, stand out more against the frame itself. Yeah, it's still pretty gross. I mean, it really is quite gross. It's like, that's a gross colour, it seems like. Why is it so gross? Is it partly the transparency of it? I think it maybe is. It has to be an alpha transparency, I think, and any additional blend mode will inevitably end up getting saturated into something. Looks a heck of a lot nicer with it not on. With the debugger running and FFmpeg running, it's quite difficult in a way to set up crazy, because I just can't really do enough recursions. I could bump this up and I'll end up at, yeah, a handful of frames a second, but whoa, it really doesn't like it, but never mind. Well, you know, it's there in front of the background, and I think that the weird way I've drawn it in these two ways will make it distinct against different types of background. I accept it's pretty hideous. Yeah, it's really hideous. I'd rather it was just a grey block, but against grey backgrounds that is going to, you know, maybe I will just make it a grey block. In fact, for now, I will, and it will be easy to do. Because I'll go into draw frame and I'll just rem out these second four quads. It'll look more elegant, but I may find that I have to decide to, just with practical use, it might end up, I find that I need to have some extra distinction in its appearance to make it stand out against certain backdrops. That's still pretty hideous. That grey, just flat grey. I'm not sure what I'm expecting. Maybe if I made the corners stand out more, it just looks hideous. Maybe if I made these like just a slightly paler grey, as it is, they're the same colour just being drawn on again. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe now I have to think. Well, what I have to do is go down here and say corner preview. Oh, I'm not far enough down yet. And say what? One thing is, I'll make this F O and F I and F O and F I. So now I've got the three colours to change, and they're the normal border colour and the FO and FI. And what? Like an idiot. Like an idiot. I can't remember which way round I put them. And what I meant to do is this to sneak in the bottom of here. And I'm going to say it if this equals the move, and it seems I'm changing it all around now anyway. So if I'm on the move output, it's going to do O for on and I for in. It's just because I hate coming up with variable names that I end up going, well, I'm just going to use this and I'll reuse that. And here, this thing's here already and it's more or less right. So O is for covered. Fine, O is for covered. And it's completely blank, so it's got to change. And it needs to go brighter. I hope my mic wasn't off for ages, I have no idea. This one needs to not be that weird green. But this one also needs to be more solid, like 9. This one, eye color, needs to be, I don't know what. And that one, what is wrong with it? I just don't know. I think almost it could be darker. Or maybe I won't make it darker, I'll actually make it weirdly brighter and more transparent. Or, yeah, less opaque. And this I will just take down to 0.8. Yeah. Wow, it's long enough. That's still like 2 hours spent just making a frame look mediocre. Yeah, it's still pretty hideous. Looks better. I do note, yeah, you can make the frame back to front if you want. I suspect that would work. That's... what size of frame is that? Okay, yeah, beyond that it's inverted. I may stop that, don't know. So, I guess that is going to do it for the frame. I know it's not exactly beautiful, but it functions and it all zooms. I think it looks better than it did before. It feels more functional. Oops. Doesn't like it when I accidentally add a new point. Look at that. That absolutely should not happen. Okay, well that's a little bug there, where I'm able to... Oh sorry, I did want to be in there. Where I am able to... Following this, I'm able to do something else. A whole bunch of maths about this. And I should just bail immediately after this. In fact, I should be bailing all the time. The minute one of these... No, it has to find the last of these. But if I get to here and find the covered corner, or if covered vert, is greater or less than null, I should bail. And if I get to here, I should bail. And if I get to here, I should bail. And this should be set up with the others at the top. I shouldn't have to say if not covered vert by that point. Yeah. In fact, I just take this out. I'm going to come through this function and clean it up. Does that the bit that... Oh, no, it's not. Oh. Right, I think that should make that work, basically. Because once it's found you are covering something, it doesn't need to hang around. Oh. I could help it here. So, everything still works as expected. But this, I can't get a new vert, a new corner, while I'm hovering over that little square gadget. Just as it should be, is nothing profound about it. But I prefer definitely the flat grey to the blue, but I still don't really like it very much, and I wonder if there's something better, but really I think flat grey might be about as good as it gets. And most of the time I will want people to have it hidden. But I call that good. It was not one that was on my list, but actually now I will just add it there. Did I? Yeah. It's a little better. like to note that kind of thing, just so that I remind myself, yeah, it's not that great. Now, there is another thing which I'll write here. It is display log option when log present with image file in image viewer. Not a nice thing, but sort of important. Well, it's not too bad, but it's really the thing I should do next, because it is kind of important. It would be really nice to just be able to bring up a, let me look, yeah. It would be really nice. I wonder if, I probably don't have time to do a full debug release. It'd be really nice to be able to bring up the log while you're looking at an image in the viewer. And that should not be hard. Well, I say it shouldn't be hard, but then, look at all the trouble I've had with trying to get a lot of things working, and it's just through, not knowing things, being ignorant of them. I'll just quickly describe what I imagine seeing. And I don't know if I'll be able to make it as pretty looking, in quotes, sort of pretty, as the rest of the image viewer. I think I might have to use something like a table, just with a single column. Because, the GUI has many holes, but one of its holes is it has no true text box. As labels, as string fields, as tables, as text, as tree views. What a beautiful last render that was. But what it doesn't have is it doesn't have a text box, but I've never bothered making one. I've occasionally needed to display text, and I've faked it with table views. So when a log is present, when it's looked in the directory where whichever file you opened was, or when you're looking at the latest render, because there will be a log then, it'll look for the file which is called your file name dot render log or something like that, without the pung. And when it finds that file, the button will be there present, and when you click it, something will happen. And I think that what that thing will be is the render log will appear at the top in a scrolling window. I think I would like this and this to move down, and for the render log button to become hide render log, and you can just scroll around with the mouse wheel, then hide it. This should all function the same. Also, I'm going to get rid of these plus buttons for any view that is not the rightmost one. They don't make sense here anyway, because it does get added on the right hand side. Really just a single one there. Anyway, that little bit's an aside. This is how I want the log view to work. And I do find, I'm pretty sure it's important. I've found myself wanting it, and I want it automated enough that I can always get logs. Because I've wanted to see things like, most importantly when doing gradient fills, seeing things like highest and average values. I'd really like to do a 3D render type thing, not really even 3D, just a height map. Sort of three-dimensional, but very, very simple. But that is what I will work on next time.